53 Questions with Reina. I'm your host, Reina Ozbay, and I just want to say it's really fun for me to meet all these different actors from The Chosen because I didn't really get to meet most of them from set because due to different filming times or just different people in an episode. So it's really fun for me, and I hope it's fun for you guys to watch. So today I will be doing 53 questions with Nick Shakoour. So let me get to him. All right, he plays Zebedee, or some people might have thought it was Zebedee, Nick, but it's Zebedee. So hi, Nick, how are you?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Good. Just getting along. I mean, it's really cool to see how well the fans reacted to your character because, I mean, they loved your character.
Yeah, it was pretty mind-blowing and unexpected, that's for sure.
Alrighty, let's just get right into it.
Let's do it.
What made you want to be an actor?
Well, maybe you want to be an actor. I didn't know what acting was at the time, but it's interesting. I was around the 4th grade. My PE teacher, Mr. Benton, best guy ever, he discovered that I could impersonate the faculty and student body by doing voice impersonations of them and physical impersonations of them. So he put me on stage during his class and he said, I want you to do this for the rest of my class. So 45 minutes later, I did this whole improv performance for everybody and they were just laughing and screaming and crying of laughter. And it felt really good. I didn't know at the time what acting was or what being on stage meant, but I just felt like, wow, I really like doing this. I like making people laugh and I like entertaining people. So what my PE teacher did for me that day really changed the course of my life path. He convinced the school principal to hold a school assembly where now I'd have to do this whole thing for the whole school. And I'm like 8 years old in the 4th grade. And hours later, I found myself on stage with the teachers there watching me making fun of them, laughing at me. And that's what kind of planted the seed of acting in me. But I didn't really start to pursue acting until I was an adult. But that was my first glimpse into acting.
All right. What is your favorite cartoon?
One of my favorite cartoons is obviously Care Bears because it was one of my favorites as a kid, actually. But it's also currently my favorite because I get to voice the 2 characters that I always loved watching as a kid, which are Tenderheart and Grumpy Bear. So that's one of my favorites.
Who's your favorite Care Bear, Grumpy or Tenderheart?
You know what? I love them both equally, but I gotta say, it's gotta be Grumpy because he's completely different than the other Care Bears. He's a little bit grumpy, and he's got a really unique power to make it rain and cause thunder. So I've always been drawn to that.
Mm-hmm. Care Bear power you wish you had?
Definitely Grumpy's storm clouds and rain. I mean, come on, to be able to control the weather, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I know. Dream voiceover job.
Dream voiceover job. I'm very, very blessed to say I've lived it, and I hope to keep living more of it. But was to voice a leading actor cartoon character in an animated series. So to voice a lead cartoon character, which I got to do with Care Bears, I got to do both, which was pretty cool.
Favorite Simpsons character?
Mr. Bobble.
3 words that describe you best.
I always have a hard time describing myself, and I don't like to do it, but I based on what other people have said about me, they've said I'm friendly, a little crazy, and out there. Those are 3 of many words that I've been called.
All right. Most interesting side job you had while trying to make it as an actor?
It was actually working at Starbucks for only a week.
Oh. For
some reason, I could not memorize. You know how the cups come with little codes? So when you order soy latte, there's initials for what they do because, they can't write the whole thing out on a cup.
Right.
I couldn't remember the codes. So I ended up writing paragraphs on each cup and handing them down to my coworkers who started panicking. So there was like 7 Starbucks cups on the conveyor belt with all these dialogues and paragraphs of what the customers wanted, and they were all freaking out. So after a week of that, I said, you know what? I love Starbucks, but it's not for me.
Yeah, well,
it's
now you can say that you worked at Starbucks. I mean,
yeah.
What do you and Zebedee have in common?
I think we're very similar in the fact that we just kind of put ourselves out there without thinking twice. We're just very like heart on the sleeve, open book. What you see is what you get type of deal. I think that's how he is too. He doesn't really care how other people are perceiving him. He just is the way he is. And sometimes, just like me, he's not aware of what he's being like.
Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite child, James or John?
I can't pick a favorite because it really takes the dynamic of all three of us to create that bond that I think people have been seeing and watching. And they both the actors, both Kean, who plays James, and George, who plays John, they bring such two completely different elements to their roles that would be like saying, well, you know, who do you like better, Kean or George? They're both very uniquely special human beings. So I have to pick both.
When you have downtime on set, do you read a book, take a nap, or dance?
I actually dance with Giovanni, George, and Kean. So there's no downtime. There's no breaks.
If you had to share a trailer with someone on set, who would it be?
I've shared it with the first time around when I was hanging Cheyenne and George. We shared my trailer. They never really went into their trailers. And then the second time around, me and Kean and George shared the trailers. And then Giovanni would pay us visits.
So you're clearly not 50 like Zebedee. So how long does it take for makeup to age you?
Well, the first time around, it took them almost 2 hours. Because here's a little tidbit. I went behind Dallas's back and told the makeup and hair department to age me way more than what Dallas had planned. And so everybody's wondering where I was at on set when I was still in the trailer getting 2 hours of makeup and hair done. But then when we went back to shoot the rest of season one, the makeup and hair department got their kind of mojo going on who should do me first and what should be applied. So it would take up to an hour. It started taking an hour.
All right. But still. And how long does it take to wash all of that off?
Not too long. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to wash it off, but then the grays are still there. So it takes about 2 days of showering to wash all of that off.
Yes, to get all of that. Yep. Favorite on-set memory while filming season 1 of The Chosen? You
know what? My favorite on-set memory was when we got to shoot all the scenes where we were in the boats in the middle of the night. That was really cool. Although it was freezing cold, it felt like we were on like Pirates of the Caribbean ride or something, but like with a bunch of friends for 12 hours straight. So that was one of my most favorite memories on set.
Has working on The Chosen changed you as a person at all?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely helped to take me from a stage of being almost faithless to being faithful. And also it changed me in that I'm a little bit more, I've got a little bit more conviction in the way I present myself, I think, and in the way I interact with other people. It really helped center me. Yeah.
So can you teach me how to say the Zebedee go, or however you say it?
You know, it's funny. I had no idea that I was saying it the way people were impersonating me saying it. But now I've got to do an impersonation of people impersonating the way I say it. So all you got to do is get very guttural and really excited and just like you're about to say something, but you don't know what you're going to say. So you just say, go!
Go!
Yeah,
Go!
Yeah, that was good.
Am I doing it?
Yeah, it's good.
Spider-Man or Iron Man?
You know what? For me, honestly, it's got to be Gambit from X-Men. He had a cool staff and he threw playing cards, and that was his power. So I liked him.
Any posters of famous people on your wall when you were young?
No, you know what? I never did. I never really kept posters on my wall. No.
Have you ever been mistaken for anybody?
You know what's funny? People always mistake me for somebody, but they never know who it is. So
You look like someone, but yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, you look like somebody that I know. Yeah. Oh, who is that?
Mhm.
I don't know. It's somebody that I know. Okay, cool.
Favorite pastime when not acting?
You know what? Favorite pastime recently has been just being by myself and with myself
Mhm.
and seeing what kind of inspiration strikes. Those are very, very rare and very, very important moments that I have with myself that I value more as I get older.
What's on your playlist?
You know what's funny? I don't have one. I just go on YouTube
Mhm.
and I just look up. Odds are, if it's a song from the 80s or 90s, I'm probably going to look it up and listen to it. The genre doesn't matter. The type of music doesn't matter. It's just I've got a deep appreciation for what I call the golden era of music, which was in the 80s and 90s, in my opinion.
So you live in LA. I have to ask you, can you surf or skateboard?
I always wanted to be good at both, but I'm so terrible at both of them. So I like to go for a swim, but I can't right now anyway. I don't know how to surf or skateboard enough. So I just lead it to swimming. I don't want to try even skateboard. That's that would not be a pretty picture.
No. Palm trees or pine trees?
Palm trees.
Yeah, we got a lot of those in Florida. I bet same in California.
Yeah, there's a lot here too. Yeah.
Paintball, laser tag, or video games?
Oh, definitely video games. I don't want to be hit in the eye or have paint splatter in my face. So yeah.
Video games, Big Brother. Han Solo or Luke Skywalker?
You know what? I've always had a special place in my heart for the little Ewoks, actually. They look like these little bears with the helmet heads and the little vests and the little bags that they carry. They're cute.
If you weren't an actor, what would you want to be?
You know what? I was once contemplating studying to be a lawyer, actually. So I'd either be a lawyer or I'd actually be a director, which one day I'm going to want to do that as well. Yeah.
What advice would you give to younger actors?
You know what I would tell younger actors is one of the most important things you can do is as long as you stick with your parent or guardian and understand that although there's great people out there, there's also not so great people out there as well, as far as trying to take advantage of actors. So as long as you stick with your parents and guardians and stick with God, the path will always be clear and it'll never be confusing. Anytime anybody's presenting you with anything and your gut doesn't react well to it and something seems confusing and not right, you should listen to that. And my other piece of advice is don't take acting classes because they're going to take you away from what God naturally gave you. And that's just my advice. But those are the two things I would advise young actors starting out with.
Up super early or stay up super late?
Up super early. You got to get the decent amount of sleep because the next day will be ruined if you don't.
You're a morning person?
Yeah.
Favorite sport?
Favorite sport? I don't play it at all. I used to when I was a little kid, but soccer.
Favorite player?
I don't have one.
If you could compete in the Olympics in any sport and be really good at it, what sport would it be?
Definitely swimming. I was always obsessed how they could just jump off those high dives and yeah.
Favorite book?
You know what? One book that's really great is called The Velveteen Rabbit, and it's a children's book, and I had it read to me in elementary school, but it stuck with me to this day, and it's a book that everybody should actually read. There aren't many books like that these days. A very profound book.
I used to read that all the time when I was little. I even wore like a little rabbit necklace because I liked it.
Oh, nice.
Most interesting role you've ever had?
The most interesting role I've ever had to date right now would definitely be voicing the Care Bears animated series. Only because I'm voicing two different bears and they're complete polar opposites of each other, and it's this great cartoon with a lot of great lessons in it, and it's been a fun challenge. So that's been very interesting.
Ever had a role where you had to dance?
Yes, actually, I have. A few years ago, I did this promotional parody rap video called the Java Life Rap, where most people won't recognize me because I'm clean shaven, I'm wearing glasses, where I had to rap and dance as a rapping geek for Oracle. Wow. And it was this really fun music video that was produced in San Francisco. And they played it at the Java convention for over like 300,000 developers worldwide that were visiting the convention. So it was played on this big screen after we were done filming it. And it was so fun.
Do you have a go-to karaoke song?
Nothing specific, but anything that relates to the 80s and 90s, I'm up for it.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? I mean, I love all kinds of food, but when it comes down to it, my favorite food is a cheeseburger with French fries and a side of Caesar salad, followed with a hot fudge sundae ice cream. Oh. That's my ultimate.
Coffee, smoothie, or freshly squeezed juice?
Smoothie.
Yeah, I love smoothies. Who inspires you most?
People who are very humble and rooted in who they really are the ones that inspire me the most. I don't think it gets more inspiring than that.
Who has been your biggest supporter?
Definitely my family, my mom and dad. They're always pushing me to keep going, even when things get a little tough.
Mm-hmm. There's been a little unexpected guest. She's barking, so I'm just going to hold her. We're just going to keep on going. Best advice you've ever received?
The best advice that I've ever received was from my dad, and it's never give up.
Favorite workout?
Favorite workout is going to the gym. I love the weight sets and challenging myself on those.
Favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday would have to be, it's a tie between Christmas and Halloween, but leaning more towards Halloween only because the amazing childhood memories I have around that.
And the candy.
And, I mean, the candy, come on.
Do you own any pets?
Yes, we've got combined 3 family pets total. We've got a Pomeranian Chihuahua, we got a Poodle Maltese Yorkie mix, and then we've got a little Yorkie. And that's like my mom and dad's and my sister's pets. They don't live with me, but they're the family dogs.
When carpooling, do you prefer to drive front seat, back seat? Doesn't matter as long as you can play music.
I like to be the one driving. I think it's fun. I like to be the one driving everybody around and listening to music at the same time, or just talking and having a good conversation.
What's a quality you look for in your friends?
Loyalty. That's the only thing that does matter.
If you had to change something about yourself, what would it be?
It's not one specific thing that I want to change about myself. It's that with each day, I try and get better in areas where I feel like I'm weak, whether it's creatively, personally, things I can change about myself that I can do better with. So every day, I think for all of us, is a new challenge to kind of leave the old self behind and embrace a new and better self. And that's the road that I've been trying to stay on.
If you had to go by a different name, what would it be?
What's really interesting that you asked that is that I was almost not named Nick. My name was going to be John, which is funny because that's who my son is in The Chosen. I was going to be named John. And then at the very last minute, my parents decided to change it to Nick. So I would have to be John if I were to use a different name.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you have a secret talent?
I did, but then it got discovered when I was a kid. It was always doing voices. That was something that was secret. And then in college, my friends discovered I could do it once I started doing it in college again.
Do you speak another language?
I do. I speak Arabic, Armenian, and a little bit of Spanish.
Wow, look at you.
And English. Of course, that's what we're, yeah.
What's your idea of a perfect day?
You know, a perfect day would be to get some kind of a unexpected call or a surprise, something positive that you weren't expecting, something that you didn't plan, but somehow God just kind of sprinkled into your day to shock you and surprise you with.
Yeah. Best gift you've ever received?
Best gift I've ever received, I think it's the same, or hopefully it's the same for everyone, but this life, I think we take for granted that we are literally existing in this reality, and we're given that as a gift to do whatever we can within the capabilities of what we're given. So I know we're going a little deep here, but it's life. This life is the best gift I think anybody could be given, and then the rest is up to you to do with it whatever it is that you're going to do.
Yeah. Biggest life lesson you've learned from being an actor?
The biggest life lesson that I've learned is to what I love about acting. It's forced me to connect deeper and deeper within myself, and it's almost forced me to open up more spiritually with God. And that in turn has taught me one of the biggest lessons, which is no matter what, never let anyone or any group of people determine what your value is as a human being. Because when you're born, the minute you're born, you're given that blessing by God and that value. So what I've learned is that no human being can take from you what God has already given, and that will always be with you.
So that was 53, but I'm going to ask a 54th question from a super fan named Anne who lives in California.
All right.
And Anne wants to know, what is the most memorable thing that happened on set regards to the weather?
Oh, man. So this was the first time around shooting The Chosen. It was, I've never seen anything like it in my life. It was an overnight shoot. We were all sitting in our trailers, and we stepped outside around, I think it was like 12 a.m. or 11 p.m. And a huge purple cloud was passing by with thunderstorm and lightning. And the sky looked like it was lit up with a gigantic strobe light. And living in California, I've never seen or witnessed anything like that. Mm-hmm. So all of us ran into our trailers. I mean, the rain was pouring down. We almost got evacuated because there was a storm warning. And so I think that was really, really intense, but it was really awesome to witness. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Well, I mean, I bet it was cool, but then at the same time, you got that like, well, I mean, we gonna be okay, you know?
Yeah, we were feeling that way, but they had cars on standby to get us out of there, so we felt taken care of. But I was just like, guys, let's stay. This is amazing.
Mm-hmm. So that wraps up 53 questions. Thank you, Nick, for joining me. This is a lot of fun. It was great to, get to know you, and I hope the fans enjoyed that, and I hope the fans also will come back next time. So bye. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, it's Dallas. I'm the creator of The Chosen, and yes, season 1 of The Chosen is complete. All 8 episodes. They're available right now. You can look up The Chosen in the App Store or Google Play, and we're easy to find. You can download it and be watching within minutes. And in fact, it's unprecedented technology. You can connect to almost any device you have directly, and you don't even need a subscription. So I hope you'll check out season 1 of The Chosen right now.
Do you ever watch Bubble Guppies?
No, I don't. No.
Ever gone scuba diving?
No, I haven't, and that's actually one. No, I have. What am I saying? I went in Hawaii. I went for a shoot there, and then one of my body double, he actually was nice enough to take me scuba diving there. So I have got. No, I haven't gone scuba diving. That's called snorkeling. See how much I know about scuba diving?
Well, I'm in the same category.
The most interesting role I've ever had.
Yes.
Most interesting role. Oh man, that's hard.
Do 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 do.
The most interesting role I've ever had. Most interesting role I've ever had. Let's do it again. Sorry, I was like, "Where's my mind going?"
Fine. On the red carpet, white tie, black tie, or no tie?
I will take all three.
You can walk up with like, okay.
Oh, well, okay, fine. I'll do all three then at once. Okay, I wasn't meaning that. But...
Okay.
Yeah. What? Where's the Oh, shoot. Sorry.